Hello and welcome to the WIHS Journal Public Affairs program. I'm Jerry Williams. Well, I caught up with Cheryl Kelly twice in one weekend. Once at Soulfest in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and at the Seven Bridges Foundation in Greenwich, Connecticut. Seven Bridges is comprised of two galleries totaling 28,000 square feet with an outdoor sculpture collection. Cheryl specializes in oil painting. Hear my conversation with Cheryl, happening now on the WIHS Journal. It's news and public affairs. All right, we're here, in this amazing room. I don't know if they call it Cheryl Kelly room or, but I'm with Cheryl Kelly right now, folks. How are you?
I'm great. I love Seven Bridges Foundation. It's the most important experience in my art career that I could ever have. This place is fabulous. It's one of the best collections of realism art in America.
It's called photorealism.
Yes, this style here is photorealism, where the painting looks like a photograph, but it's actually oil. And in my case, it's oil on aluminum. I use a very slick surface to create some of the fine lines in my work.
Talk about your humble beginnings. When you first noticed that you had this gift?
Well, I started drawing as a very small child, and my parents bought me an encyclopedia set when I was born, which became a source for material. So I would draw horses and whatever I liked out of the encyclopedia. I copied things. I was really precise and liked to make things look real. I started taking oil painting lessons at 10 years old, and kind of the 70s style Bob Ross type landscape, watched him on TV and got really inspired by that. And so painting has been a part of my life for most of it since I was 10 or so. But drawing is, I've always had an artist vision of the world.
I caught some of what you were saying because I came late. You were talking about a high school teacher that really inspired you. Talk about that teacher.
Her name was Robin Mouton, and she was my 10th and 11th grade art teacher, and she just made me feel like I had something special. She was able to get my artwork all over the school and in the office with the principals. And so I became friends with the teachers and the principals, and seeing my work on the walls like that made me envision myself as a professional artist at 15, 16 years old. And that gave me just such confidence, and it's probably one of the main reasons why I actually succeeded. It's because I always believed in myself because she believed in me.
If you're just joining us, I am with Cheryl Kelly. You also hit on something that I can relate to. When you're in college, when you're in school, you didn't take the courses to get the degree. You just took things that you felt like taking, that you gravitated toward, and you didn't worry about everything else. You were getting fulfillment out of what was giving you joy.
Right. I went to University of Houston for 5 full years, and after my freshman year, I decided I don't know why I'm taking algebra and things like that in government when all I want to do is paint and do art. So after the freshman year, I went to the art department and said, what do you have? And I took painting, printmaking, sculpture, graphic design, jewelry, ceramics, and I did a little bit of everything. And I have a very, very strong, well-rounded art experience from doing that. I don't have a piece of paper saying that I graduated, but I have more hours than I needed to get my Bachelor of Fine Arts. My parents were a little upset that I didn't do it the right way, but I never do anything the right way. I do things my way. And it's never been a detriment to me to not have that piece of paper. My life has been, my art career has been successful regardless of that.
Frank Sinatra would be proud of you. I did it my way. Good for you, Cheryl.
Thank you, Jerry.
Where are you now in your paintings? I think I heard you said you're more coming from your dreams or something like that.
I'm working on these angel paintings based on classical sculpture, and I'm also working on landscapes. And I dream about painting very often, and if I have a painting that needs to come out, I will dream about it all night, and I'll wake up and start working on it. And so I'm kind of utilizing that aspect of my consciousness to initiate new work. And it seems to be working for me, and I don't know really exactly where it will go, but I'm interested in trees and the angels. And even in my car painting, somebody pointed out that most of them have trees in them. So I'm just kind of not painting the cars, but the trees are still popping up. Trees are very important to me in my life.
You touched on something that was personal, dear to you, and I can also relate, and that's your biological dad.
Yeah.
You only enjoyed him for 5 years, and once you finally met him, you could see where your gift came from, and you guys had this nice connection for that short period of time, and you felt kind of, where has this been all my life? Yeah, I can relate. My father was a great singer, multi-sport athlete, and so am I. But he couldn't shake certain things. You know, he OD'd on heroin in Berkeley, California. But I can relate to how you yearn for that dad, that father. And when you finally met him, it's like it was gone just like that.
5 years. Yeah, it was really helpful to me to learn where I got my creativity from. I was so much like him. I looked like him. And he was a musical genius, jazz bass player, and before he did that, and same as me, he did music and art, visual art, and chose the music. I chose the visual art, but I also do music, and all of my gifts were clearly from him. And, not to say anything that my father who raised me, he was amazing and so supportive of me creatively and always there for me. Came to most of all my shows until he got to be older, and he's supported me my whole life. But he wasn't like me, and having met my biological father and meeting somebody that is the foundation of who I am, it helped me figure out who I was a lot better. And as soon as I did that, my art career took off. So it was something about knowing who you are, and it's hard to be in the world the way you're supposed to be if you don't know who you really are. And so that was a huge catalyst in my life.
I'm with Cheryl Kelly. How has Christ impacted your life?
I have been a believer since I was 13. That's when I first got saved. And as an artist, it's always interesting to see how much power we have as artists and how you can translate your love of God or love of nature through your work. And I'm always seeking to do that. Even when I was painting cars, I was seeking to communicate something of beauty and love. And even more so now, I'm trying to get my paintings to reflect my Christian beliefs and my soul. It's an interesting process because I don't think that we need to, as Christian artists, I don't think we need to be like painting Sunday school pictures necessarily. We paint who we are, and whenever you show up as who you are and you're walking your truth, then whatever you do is going to reflect Jesus inside of you. And so that's the hope and that's the goal, and that the paintings bless people and help people feel closer to God and happier when they see them.
It was good seeing you at Soul Fest.
It was amazing. Soul Fest was so much fun. Oh, my goodness. It was such an incredible experience. People were healed. Lives were changed. And the family got together again. It's just a big family.
Someone want to reach out to you or see more of what you got going on, how can they?
CherylKelly.com, and that's CherylKelley. You can see my work on there, and you can also send me a message on there if you'd like.
She's Cheryl Kelly. God bless you. Keep fighting a good fight of faith.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you.
And you just heard my conversation with oil painter Cheryl Kelly that took place at the Seven Bridges Foundation in Greenwich, Connecticut. If you would like more information about what you heard today, call WIHS 860-346-1049, 860-346-1049. I'm Jerry Williams for the WIHS Journal. It's news and public affairs.